Talking here in the background, MOATS with Mr. George Galloway is on. I'm actually waiting for them to return my call. The lady that picked up the phone said that she was going to call me back so I can revisit my previous conversation with George from 3 weeks ago regarding our petition to compel the Trump administration to conduct a formal investigation on the death, torture, and extortion that happened to Mr. Gonzalo Lira in Ukraine while he was trying to de-escalate the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. As many of you are aware of, I'm going to put this on hold for a second. Um, as many of you are aware of, I'm a former U.S. Peace Corps volunteer in the region, and I've actually heard about Mr. Lira's case back in 2022 when I returned from the region to Washington, D.C. Okay, and I just kind of paid attention to it. I did several podcasts on requesting basically the Zelensky regime to have mercy on Mr. Gonzalo Lira and let him leave the country. Okay, and that was the number one uh, basically request by Gonzalo is to be able to leave Ukraine and be with his family in, I believe he's from California originally, but he has ties in Chile. So anyway, I'm just basically waiting for Mr. Galloway's secretary to call me back so I can reintroduce and revisit our petition, which is to compel the Trump administration to conduct a formal investigation on the death, torture, and extortion that took place in Ukraine pertaining to Mr. Gonzalo Lira, who ended up, basically perishing in Ukraine and whose ashes was sent back to Chile to his elderly father. Okay, so Mr. Gonzalo Lira has two children, infant children, and a widow. And basically, the reason that we're doing this campaign and petition is just basically to have justice, be brought upon um, this case. Because it is a human rights case and freedom of speech case, as well as the preservation of democracy. Um, and that's the reason why we're engaging Mr. Galloway to help us basically have his listeners and followers consider supporting our petition. But as y'all can see, I still have yet to hear back from Mr. Galloway's secretary. It's been almost an hour here that I've been sitting around waiting for them to call me back. He did mention on my first conversation with George that he was going to support our cause and he was going to do everything he can and could do to lend a helping hand, because he did interview Mr. Gonzalo Lira Sr. Pertaining to his son Gonzalo and the release of Gonzalo Lira from a Ukrainian jail. But nothing happened, and Gonzalo ended up having to die. So back in 2023 and again last year, I started various forms of petition via my podcast, Face Economics Podcast, and I've uploaded as well on our YouTube TV, Face Economics TV channel, so that people will be aware of Gonzalo Lira's case. But as many of you are probably still scratching your head, you don't know who he is, have never heard of his case. The reason for that is because he's basically been silenced by the national news in the West, as well as many other cases that have been silenced if it doesn't, align with the narrative of certain institutions, especially profit generating institutions in the broadcasting industry. They hardly would cover cases and issues that will not generate them additional income or revenue. Okay, and which is very unfortunate, but it is the reality of the marketplace, unfortunately. The marketplace dictates what makes income for businesses, like the media industry is a business. And so Anyway, folks, I guess we're not going to have the opportunity to revisit our conversation with George today. I have been contacting their show and station throughout the 3 weeks since we've connected, and asking them to honor their pledge and their word to support our petition. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. I'm gonna just put my next efforts towards another broadcasting institution, or TV organization, YouTube organization, or social media platform that would want to help us and support us by compelling the Trump administration to conduct a formal investigation on the death, torture, and extortion of Gonzalo Lira in the hands of the Zelensky regime in Ukraine. With this said, folks, thank you for watching and listening to my brief video blog, and I will try to also upload this content on our podcast, so those that aren't able to view our YouTube channel can listen in on our quest for justice, not just for Gonzalo himself, but for the family and children that he's left to be fatherless, and his widow that is now husbandless or spouseless, and his dad, an aging father, who all he wanted from the Zelensky regime is to show mercy and release his son, which didn't happen. But instead, he received the ashes of his son, okay, back in Santiago, Chile. With this said, folks, thank you for watching, listening, wherever part of the world you're currently in. I look forward to our next engagement. Take care. Bye-bye.